Good afternoon, everybody, and good afternoon and good evening to people. I think it's still evening. Good evening to people in Nigeria. Good afternoon to people here in Georgia. Um, Today we have a very, very, very exciting discussion. Today we're going to be talking about Lantawood as the catalyst for tourism in West Africa. Um, I'm going to give a couple of people that are running late time to get on. Um, while we do that, please take this opportunity. It's kind of important that we get this message out there. It's important that the leaders and policymakers and decision makers in our West African communities get a glimpse or get an understanding of what Lantawood is about, what we're doing, and why this vision is so important to our sustainability and the generations coming. Because if we don't create something now for them, they're going to continue sitting in limbo and waiting and praying, hoping and dreaming. Here in America, the major difference here in America and in Africa, as I've come to feel it and understand it, is that here in America, when you dream, you can make that dream come true. But in a place like Africa, West Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, a lot of times you have a dream and you're not able to turn your dream into a reality because the infrastructure is not there. They say that Nigeria's economic potential is constrained by many structural issues, including inadequate infrastructure, barriers to trade, obstacles to investment, lack of confidence in the currency valuation, limited foreign exchange capacity, etc., etc. There are so many other reasons that add to this to make this situation true. But all these issues and many more are directly controlled by our collective mentalities and will be transformed as we begin to look inward for solutions which are already in abundance around us. Now, when I say that, a lot of times people say, what kind of resources are in abundance? Well, you see, I believe that Africa, especially West Africa, especially Nigeria, the coastal regions of Africa, the coastal regions of West Africa, I think that is very, very, very valuable dirt. But the problem is that we Africans do not control our image. We don't control the information around us. We don't control the agenda. It's just like following every day. We just wake up and we follow the Western world. We follow Europe. We follow China. Part of it is because we've been broken in a way that we don't have leaders that feel like coming out of the shadow to take the bull by the horn, to create an agenda for their village, to create an agenda for their state, or an agenda for the country or for the whole region. But you see, here in America, there's an agenda. The agenda spreads through America and goes through other countries that America and American government helps. Remember, help is not free. Anybody that helps you expects something. There are no free rides. So part of the issue where we have the lowest rate of development, the lowest rate of tourism, the lowest rate of anything positive or empowering, though we have very high rate of resources. One of the major things because you ask yourself, what has been preventing this transformation from happening over the last 100 years? What is it that has been holding back? Why is it that there's so many regimes come in different African countries and it's the same? I mean, we're not even going to go countries. Let's just look at the whole region. The whole region is just like it's stagnant, it's slow, it has no direction. Well, I'm sure anybody listening to this will agree to the fact that, or the belief, or the thought that Hollywood controls the world. Now, what is Hollywood? Hollywood is not a building. There might be a place called Hollywood, California, but that's not what we call Hollywood. Hollywood is more like a movement, a mentality, an agenda, something behind, a force that pushes. Even as we experience coronavirus, Hollywood is somewhere behind it, in front of it, on the side, somewhere. They're visible in it. We don't know what part, but they're visible. And because of that tool, an agenda can be developed. Having the opportunity to come back and forth between Nigeria, West Africa, and the United States over the last 50 years. The first time I came to America was 1968, when I was 3, because I celebrated my 4th birthday in California. So being able to come back and forth, I've been able to realize through questions, through investigations, that as I come here, a lot of people here don't know the truth about Africa. And as I go to Africa, a lot of people in Africa don't know the truth about America. For example, a couple of days ago, I was on the phone with one of our partners, newly registered partners, and we were discussing their career plan. And I had to be moving. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I live in the city. I had to be moving. I had to get into my car, drive off, get out of the car, and all these things, just because I didn't have time to go and pick up a can of mosquito spray. And when I was complaining about how mosquitoes were biting me, like right now, and I think one bit me in the eye, the person in Nigeria said, "What? You have mosquitoes in America?" And I'm like, oh, the mosquitoes we got here are worse than the ones that I've experienced there. The ones here, they're like programmed. They chase you. Okay? But you see, the average African would not believe there are mosquitoes here. But you see, an American can feel so easily, so at ease to say to me, "Oh, I hear you have malaria in Nigeria. I hear you have malaria in Africa." Well, we have mosquitoes just like we have here. And mosquito bites cause a lot of things here. What happens is when mosquito bites you and infects you, it's called West Nile. And in Nigeria, malaria. Okay? So it's like two different worlds with two different beliefs. Now, what created this? What created this? What is it that makes people in America feel so at ease to ask me if people in Africa wear shoes? If people in Africa have cars? Well, you see, a lot of people in America don't wear shoes. You can go outside now and see somebody walking barefooted, just like in Africa. A lot of people in America are on welfare. That's equivalent to being in Africa and being poor, broke. Only thing is that in Africa, they don't have the system to pacify you if you're poor. In America, they do. And the system is kind of twisted in a way that I would not even suggest Africans adopting the American system. For example, the American food stamp system. That kind of keeps people broke for a long time because it's convenient. So when we look at all these and we realize that it is Hollywood that is the instrument that helps America and the Western world to create an image that is profitable to America and the Western world. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that because it's that image that we in America enjoy. It's that image that creates tourism. And a lot of times I see African business people, leaders, people with money, people that have inherited money, taken money, etc., dabble into tourism. And what I've come to understand is you can spend money, you can invest money however you want. But you see, that machine called the movie industry controls the image. And it can take your image or their image to wherever. And because our leaders have not understood the importance and the power behind a viable, sustainable movie industry, they're not able to trigger other things to happen. The movie industry is like a magic wand. You can use it to activate things. For example, there's no Facebook without Hollywood. There's no Amazon without Hollywood. There's no UPS without Hollywood. There's no YouTube without Hollywood. So, if you're in Niger or in West Africa, and you have this brilliance to create something of the equivalence of YouTube, how are you going to get the world to accept it if you don't have the instrument to program the world? Because that's all it is. It's an instrument to program yourself, your family, your community, and the rest of the world. And if you do not create your own instrument to do this programming, you cannot escape the programming of the other instrument that is going to be over you. It's not something you can escape. It's like music. It doesn't matter if you like it, but somebody playing it around the corner, your kids might start listening to it and start singing it. Now, I want to look at some of the remarks here. I'm sorry, I've been running my mouth. Victor Ebong. Yeah, Victor. Victor is one of our partners. He's doing a brilliant job. He's a lawyer in the making. He's a student at the University of Uyo. And he joined us with the mindset of seeking opportunity. Now, guess what he's doing? Because he's open to our industry, we've been able to chisel him a little and chisel his career plan and be able to direct him into creating a company called the agency. Victor is going to develop that company as his company because, again, as partners join our organization, you're not joining for training. You're joining to create a company. That's the bottom line. Because in order for us to turn talent into money, we have to be able to group talent into units. And the legal term for units of talents is like companies. You get two people, put them in a truck, and you got two men in a truck. That's a business. So we're going to group talents together and make sure these talents balance each other out and complement each other. So Victor coming in, he's handling the management side of talent. He's also handling marketing for filmmakers, because a lot of filmmakers are crying about a budget, but their script is their budget. You're holding a script, and that is thousands of dollars. And that's what Victor is coming in to be trained on how to do, to take their script, break it down into little pieces, and get money off those pieces, and hand that money over to them so that they can make their films without thinking about financing films. Godwin. I'm also thankful for Godwin being on this call. Godwin has been with us for a long time. I started out with Godwin at Video World while he had Photo Splash, and we started as competitors. Then we blended together and became kind of business partners, but running two separate companies. He was handling pictures, I was handling video, but we had the same vision of taking video to the world so that we can start delivering Akwa Ibom State to the rest of the world, so that we can start delivering the positives of Nigeria, the positives of Ghana, the positives of Senegal. You see, I personally, I have turned so many Americans out to Africa. Right now, I believe I probably have 3 or 4 African American friends, Black American friends, who are right now in Africa looking for businesses, looking for wives, looking for whatever they choose to look for. Now, you see, the thing is this. That's tourism. That's tourism. There are so many different kinds of tourism. Yesterday, I was speaking to one of our partners. She's been with us for a couple of, probably 3-4 years now. And we were talking about weight loss. If you go to Nigeria and you just walk around in certain places, you're going to lose weight, especially if you eat the organic food there. But you see, that has to be packaged as a business. And after that is packaged as a business, you need an industry that will give it a blessing. The same way as Hollywood gives YouTube the blessing, Facebook the blessing, Amazon the blessing. And if you're not in that clique, it doesn't matter what you invented. You will not get you don't get the blessing. And if you don't get the blessing, your kite doesn't fly. So we have to create that machine, which Lantawood is, the catalyst that we can point at anything that we create, that our people create, and it can make that thing blossom. It can take that thing and cross barriers. And it's not just physical things. It includes ideas, mentalities, foods. I mean, all kinds of things. Think about it. Most things that we know or think or hear or believe, it was pushed by Hollywood. Here in America, there's so many things that are happening today that most of us 20, 30 years ago would have never thought would have come to being mainstream. How were they done? Hollywood. Priska is our regional coordinator in Nigeria. Um, when Prisca started a month and a half or so ago, I knew that this opportunity for her is going to be very tough, but she's braving it. Um, I hope that she's able to withstand all the rigors and everything of it, but it's a tough opportunity because when you consider that our theme is reinventing Africa, Lantawood gives us the opportunity of reinventing Africa, taking Africa backwards, reinventing it, and having the infrastructure to present it to the world without it being filtered by others. That's the most important thing. Without it being filtered by others. Silas is one of our producers. Welcome, Silas. He runs his own production company, and as per his career plan, he's going to be focused on creating his own movie. Once we can get the marketing side ready, and once Silas has a script ready that is in line with the kind of stuff that we want to push or we need to push right now, because we need to push things that create a positive image, that empowers our people, that empowers Black America, that creates trade, commerce. Those are the things that we need to push right now. And Silas is working on something sensational. Once he has that script ready, the system is real simple. He sends the script to me. I send the script to the marketing guys. They work on the script to generate money. They give the money to him. He shoots his movie, and we have theaters to show those movies. I will have a live talk about the theaters because that's a sensational thing on its own. But we're not going to really go into the theaters too much today. The first theater is actively being developed in Uyo. We're hoping that within the next 3 months we're going to be able to open it. I'm hoping that latest Christmas, the first Lantawood Theater in West Africa opens in Uyo, Iboko Street, Uyo, so that the other 30, we're bringing 30 movie theaters to Akwa Ibom. We're bringing 900 minimum to Nigeria. You see, to me, the theaters are just the traps. In order to be able to push this, we need traps that can create and generate money, traps that can take our culture and celebrate it. An African theater is different from a Hollywood theater because the mentality, the culture, everything is different. So very soon we're going to be launching a competition, an artist competition throughout Akwa Ibom State and the rest of the region. And if you are from West Africa and you want to participate in the competition, it'll be open to you. But you're going to hear information about that real soon, within the week or two. An artist competition where the artists are going to have the task of drawing an Africanized Lantawood cinema that we're going to adopt as the prototype and spread around the world. You see, when you see a Chinese restaurant, they don't have to write Chinese restaurant. And even if they write stuff on it, it's in Chinese, and most likely you can't read it. But when you see it, just by looking at it, you know that's a Chinese restaurant. That's the same thing we want a Lantawood theater to look like. We want, when you see a Lantawood theater, you know that's an African theater. That theater promotes African heritage, it promotes African culture, it promotes a positive Black image, and whatever comes out of there is going to be wholesome. It might be dramatic, it might be gangster, any genre, every genre, but it's going to have something that is enriching, not something that is sending us backwards. Let me run through here. Professor Uwem Atakpo. Professor, welcome. Please, thank you so much for having the opportunity of being on this live cast. It's important to me that you're here. You're going to play a very, very active role in what we're doing. But the first thing is that we have to get the theater rolling. Because I understand in this business, this is not for free stuff. We have to be able to generate money. So everything we have laid out in what we're doing is about generating wealth, generating money, spreading that money through the villages so that we can create a new generation of wealth that is not dependent on Europeans, Chinese, Americans, or any other person except the black folks there. What we are developing is about sustainability. Sustainability. So a lot of things we're going to do it differently. What most of us in Nigeria don't understand is that Hollywood controls tourism. If you don't have a machine equal to Hollywood with the same agenda that Hollywood has, but empowering your region, you're not going to be able to promote tourism. That's why Lantawood is so important. Nollywood could have been used, but the problem is this. Nollywood has been infiltrated. Nollywood is on the edge that actually seems kind of destructive because most Nollywood films are anti-tourism. Most Nollywood films give you storylines of leaving Africa to a greener pasture. How can that develop tourism? But I don't blame Nollywood because you see, Nollywood happened due to talent, opportunity, going at war. There was lots of talent, there was no opportunity, so talent created the opportunity and made things happen. Because talent created those opportunities to make things happen, things are happening tremendously. Now, hold on just 1 minute. So a lot of it has to do with taking talent, turning it into opportunities, and being able to make those opportunities work for us. Let me go down here and see. Patsy, how you doing, Patsy? Anna. Anna is in Senegal right now. Thank you, Anna, for being on the phone. She's our chief operations officer here in Georgia, but she's in West Africa probably every other week, making sure that as we're spreading in Akwa Ibom, we're also happening from Senegal. Remember, we're going to move from Akwa Ibom, go a little to Cameroon, then go and join with Senegal, and that force is going to be able to allow us combine efforts together. It is a problem when somebody in Nigeria, it's a problem when somebody in Nigeria does not sell their movie in Cameroon. Somebody in Nigeria not selling their movie in Cameroon. Somebody in Cameroon not selling their movie in Nigeria. Now, the issue is real simple there. These barriers have been put up to prevent or reduce tourism for us. Give me 1 minute, let me check, make sure everything is okay. Yep. So these barriers have been put up to prevent tourism for us, to reduce our chances of making money. So it's important that we recognize these barriers. When you leave Akwa Ibom, go a little south, you get to a place they used to call Paya. Most people in Akwa Ibom don't understand the money there. Most people there don't understand the resources in Akwa Ibom. We have to use the film industry and break these tribal barriers and these colonial barriers that have been put in front of us. My business partner here in Atlanta, very, very dependable guy. His name is Christian Kanche. He's from Cameroon. I have a problem when he and I are both West Africans, but in Africa we're like separate. Somebody came and separated us. We have to use the film industry and bring this back together. Even if we have different countries, but we should be able to make money and share our resources and be able to invest across the wall and share our resources. That is why Lantawood is so important, because it is the vehicle that is going to be able to take these resources, these foods, these cultures, these things that we have, and deliver them to the rest of the world in a way that is packaged properly, not packaged in a low quality way, but packaged in an authentic African way, packaged in a way that, you know how you come out to the meeting ready. You're not coming out waiting for Europeans or waiting for Chinese to help you, but you come out stable. Lantawood is that tool that is going to bring that stability, not only to West Africa, but you see, we in West Africa have to become stable and appealing for our brothers and sisters, Black Americans, to be able to imbibe with us. We have to control our image. A Black American should not be thinking about 419 when he thinks about Nigeria. So we have to use the film industry to change that narrative, change the narrative of opportunity, and make Nigerians and make West Africans self-sustainable, so that when they talk to Americans, they can talk face to face as equals. That's what's going to generate commerce. When you can invite somebody to your house as an equal, then they'll come to your house and they'll come ready to enjoy the things you have in your house, instead of just coming to give you handouts. I think I have ran over time today. Let me refresh this page real quick, make sure. Are there any? Oh my. I'm going to run through this real quick and see questions. Godwin, we're going to group talents together. Nice. Okay. Godwin, I'm gonna jump over your post for a minute and jump over to Professor Takbo's post. How do you ensure that scripts sent to you are not tampered with? That's a very good question. Well, I'm going to say it like this. The way I can answer that question is this. You're not sure. The reality is you're not sure. But the point is this. I'm 56. I'm going to be 56 years old this year. I don't have the time to play. This is my last invention. Let me call it like that. This is my last invention. In order for me to be able to create money and give the person, I have to have their script. First of all, I got to make sure they have a script. Then I got to use the script. So that's where trust comes in. And we have to be able to, number one, identify the kind of people we should trust, and then test them. We also have to ask a simple question. If you give me a script, I'm taking your script so I can go look for money to give you. What is the purpose of me stealing the script? I can't do anything with your script. I'm not interested in producing. I'll never make a film ever in my lifetime again. I might give people money, but I'm not a filmmaker. I'm not interested in that. But I am interested in creating hundreds of filmmakers, thousands of actors. So there have to be a few of them who are going to test me and trust my system. So that's basically it. You got to test me. You got to trust me. If I fail you, we got social media. Tell the world I failed you. If I promise you anything and I can't deliver, tell the world. Because you see, if I promise you anything, most likely I'm going to come out on social media just as I am now. I promise it. So that's a good question. And answer is, you got to trust me. Let me run through here, see another question here. Um, okay. Victor says he's enjoying the live cast. Okay. Anatia, your propositions are commendable. Anatia Tayet, thank you so much. Coming out from somebody like you, a paramount ruler to be, thank you. But Anatia, I need your help because you're one of the intellectuals we have in the state. So please follow what we're doing. Follow what we're doing because some of these things, as we're expanding them, like the media, we're actually going to create a media infrastructure because Akwa Ibomites and Nigerians have no business taking news from Associated Press and Reuters. It doesn't make sense. I mean, come on, folks. If you complain that the white man is keeping you down, the white man is keeping you down, X, Y, and Z, all those complaints that most people do, which I don't, because I don't see white people keeping me down. But if you complain that and you take your news and your instructions from them, for example, most Nigerians reporting on COVID are reporting what the Europeans are saying. How much does it cost to go to Wuhan, China? I could sponsor that. You need a camera, you need a microphone, and transportation there. There are so many people that could chip in money so that we could go there and report directly from there. But I think it's kind of like Hollywood told us not to. So that's why we have to create an infrastructure and a machine and a system that can work on our mentalities and loosen us up to taking challenges. Through Lantawood, our youth are going to start thinking about building rockets to the moon without the help of the Europeans, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Mexicans, or whoever. Through Lantawood, because it's a mentality thing. It's just a mentality thing. Victor, Ubong Nelson, welcome to the live cast. He said, let the game begin. Ubong, the games have been on. We just need to get serious, and serious means put money. We need people that leave the talk and get to their pockets and put money in what we're doing. When I came to Akwa Ibom, I noticed that Igbo people have taken over the whole fish industry because Akwa Ibomites are sitting there not investing in themselves. But I don't blame the Igbos. Why? Because I think like them. If I have the opportunity, I take, just like I took this one in America. But you see, we cannot sit back. Sit back. We keep sitting back. Here in Atlanta, Georgia, by the way, let me just share something. It is the Chinese people, the Chinese store, Happy Mart on Riverdale Road that controls the smoked fish. That's a big shame on the state of Akwa Ibom, the people of Akwa Ibom, the government of Akwa Ibom. That's a shame. When Chinese people are controlling smoked fish. And what are they doing? They're taking their frozen fishes from their Chinese stores, roasting them or grilling them up, selling it to us Africans. When we buy them, we put it in hot water and the fish will melt. That's why we have to build our own, and we need to use Lantawood as the machine to change the narrative and get people coming. We have Lantawood Idol coming up this December. We have the Lantawood Art Festival next year, November, December. They're designed to get our Black Americans back home so that when they come there, we can introduce them to Nkorikbo. We can introduce them to Anem. There are at least 50 things that we have all across West Africa that the Black Americans here do not know. And if they knew about it, they would have commercialized it, set up stores, and made money, which will enrich back home. All that is part of tourism. Food tourism, medical tourism, health tourism. People come to America to go to the doctor. That's tourism. But you hear so many things about Africa, but we have not been able to make Americans come to Africa, even for the things that we're known for. How come Americans don't come to Africa for voodoo? Because it's not promoted. Not that I think it works, but I mean, if it does, how come it's not promoted? It's a commercial venture for people. Okay? Mfun said that's a wonderful answer. That question perfectly. No problem. Yep, it's all about trust. And that's all I ask. And that's why a lot of these things that I'm going to be doing, um, it's about me and you trusting me. For example, before October, we're going to launch the Lantawood bricks. What is the Lantawood brick? Well, I have a lot of friends that got businesses going on. They really don't have time to be partners. They don't have time to participate. But they say to me, are you saying Lantawood is going to make money? Billions of dollars? And I said, more than billions, trillions. And they say to me, tell me when you're ready. Okay, we're going to be ready very soon. And that's where the Lantawood bricks come in. A very simple way. You put in $10, you put in 10 Naira, you put in 10 CDs, and in 12 months, your money doubles. You don't get involved with what we're doing with the money because we're developing thousands of jobs in hundreds of different professions in over 27 different industries. Today I was talking to somebody about palm wine. I talked to somebody about melon. I think Odudu Nyangete, we were talking about exports today. He didn't even understand that the film industry has a role to play with exports. Because like right now, we have to whet the appetite of the Western world for African things, for organic things. The Western world is ready for organic. But the question is this, are they ready for organic from Africa? Are they ready for organic from Africa? You know, African organic is the real organic, but is the Western world ready for it? There's a lot of dressing and cleaning that we have to do to get the Western world to accept organic from Africa, because Hollywood has damaged our image, with different things like, third world country. How many people want coffee from a third world country? They might want the bean, but will they want the coffee? So we have to change their viewing, how they see us, so that they can stop just getting the beans and also get the coffee, or get both the bean and the coffee. With Lantawood is going to help Africa remember that watermelon originates from Nigeria, Chad, and Niger. That means the biggest watermelon contest festival in the world should be where? Where it originated from. But how can you do that without Lantawood? You have to control that bull and make that bull tell the right story about you. I'm sorry for running over time. Today has been an exciting episode. Please, folks, next Sunday, same time, we're going to be talking about how partners actually join us and benefit, because I've noticed a lot of people don't understand. For example, if you are a professional, you're already making money, how does joining us help you? That's what we're going to talk about next week. Because you see, it doesn't matter. I was telling somebody today, the richest man in Nigeria that handles cement and sugar, ask yourself, does his cement promote Africa? Does his sugar promote Africa? Is there something that can be done with his cement? Is there something that can be suggested to him that if he added that twist, all of a sudden he would become the pillar of empowerment for Africa? Because personally, the Lantawood theaters we're building is not going to be built from that type of cement, because I think it's the wrong, the wrong building material for it. What happened to mud? What happened to us taking mud that we came to see and refining mud so that we could refine it and improve on it and make it harder but cheap? easy to destroy, cheap to make. Like here in America, I can change my room. Right now, by tomorrow, this room can become 2 by 4 or 20 by 20. Just depends on how I feel. Because the materials that are used to build here are strong, but they're not permanent like cement. Why are we using something so permanent? When your grandchild comes in or your children come in, that old house in the village is too solid. So you see, we have to create new things with a new mentality. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, from all around the world. See you next Sunday, when we will be talking about Lantawood again. Peace out.